this by myself, you know. Went through every number on my telephone. I thought that all I needed was someone to hold, but I was wrong. I never thought that maybe I needed a friend. You have always been there together till the end. I thought that all I needed was someone to hold, but I was wrong. Finding love ended in disaster. No such thing as happily ever after. Love ended in disaster, disaster. Now I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. You're here when I need you, steady by my side. You always make me smile when things are weighing me down. We will dance together till the sunrise. We always have a good time. Finding love ended in disaster. No such thing as happily ever after. Love ended in disaster, disaster. But now I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. But now I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. How is everyone? It's almost Friday. Almost Friday. We're almost there. Deep breaths, y'all. Deep breaths. Wow. Today is just another one of those days when all of the things are happening and like one story after another. I pretty much prepared all my slides about 2 hours ago, but I didn't pick up on all the extra news that had come in. And then about an hour ago, I saw that this news story about another court case with Harry and several other high-profile figures has been launched. So a lot to get through in today's podcast. So please buckle up, get your popcorn, your whatever it is you need. And tomorrow, I will be doing call-ins. So please warm up your vocal cords and get ready to give your 2 cents. If you want to give your 2 cents tomorrow, we will do a live call-in. All right. Welcome everyone, and thank you to the mods as always. Hi Annie, evening to you as well. Thank you everyone for giving my mum birthday wishes. Hi Jan Martin. Hi Miss P Talks. Hello. Benjamin's here. Karen's here. Hi Wendy. Fancy. How are you, darling? Hi Amy. All right. Obviously, I was not here yesterday, and if you listened to my podcast yesterday and you've been looking on the community tab, it's because I went to judo class, and let me just tell you, I am sore all over. First of all, look at how short I am in comparison to like everyone else. The lady on the right, who was my partner, who was very lovely, was super tall, and the guy on the left was also super tall. Am I shrinking? I must be shrinking. But it was a super amazing class. It was my first class, my first of two induction classes, and I'm sore all over. I am dizzy and disorientated. It was pretty intense. One of you actually, was it on the community cab, said that you had done martial arts, which I was very happy to see, and I would 100% encourage anyone who's thinking about it, go for it. It's great to know how to defend yourself. Hopefully, you never have to actually use your skills. Oh, it was April, May. You said that you started training in Kempo and Karate and Kung Fu 39 years ago and you don't regret it one bit. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's why I was gone yesterday. Um, and wow, oi, I'm feeling it, is all I can say. All right, on to the news of the day and life updates over. Right, a couple of random things before we get to the main story. I saw this on Twitter. They have Meghan Markle pearl earrings at the Westminster Abbey shop and also the Diana earring and choker set. I had no idea that this was on there, and it's just interesting that they're still profiting from Meghan, even though she is no longer a working royal. Can't even use her HRH, but they have earrings on the Westminster Abbey site, and they are titled Meghan Markle earrings, not Duchess Meghan earrings. So yeah, still using that name for clickbait, even though she's been completely disrespected and disregarded by the royal institution. Also, some more pictures of Harry coming out of his trip Mozambique. There was an article in Dive magazine. Um, and so you can see him here watching the marine megafuna, or was it Megafauna Foundation's immersive VR experience on the beaches of Mozambique. The article says Andrea Marshall welcomed the Duke of Sussex and a US congressional delegation to Mozambique and gave them a virtual tour of the country's extraordinarily rich underwater world. The visit was in August as part of an MMF ongoing series to promote and expand marine protected areas in the region. As president of the African Parks Environmental NGO, Prince Harry and Africa Park's CEO, Peter Fernhead, co hosted the US congressional delegation, which included US senators and House representatives and groups of global leaders in conservation, philanthropy, and community development. Absolutely fantastic. And great to see that work is continuing. I've been lucky enough to go scuba diving once in Indonesia, and everybody who I've spoken to who's um gone diving, especially the older people, tell me that the reef sites have definitely changed over the decades. And so it's great to see them concentrating not just on land but also in the seas and the oceans as well, which are also being affected. So great impactful work, Harry. Um Lisa Ling, who was interviewed by Megan as during the last Archetypes podcast, she posted a picture of herself, Megan, and her daughter on her Instagram. What a gorgeous picture. And apparently Spotify actually built the studio um in Megan's home. And Lisa Ling posted on her Instagram, so enjoyed talking to Meghan Markle for her podcast Archetypes. She is such a bright and compelling conversationalist, and I hope people take the time to get to know her beyond the often insidious headlines. Lovely. And hopefully we should get to see some video of the podcast as well, so we can watch them back with a video element. And Megan looking absolutely lovely there. Right, I'll go to your comments before we continue. Um, welcome, welcome. If you're just filtering through, everyone, don't forget to thumbs up. Um, Claudia Sims, I did martial arts when I was younger. Why did you stop, Claudia Sims? Why did you stop? It is a commitment, that much I'll say, time-wise and money-wise. Chosen to be here, you forgot to tell the squad family about your birthday on the 30th of September. Well, happy belated birthday to you. Thank you for letting us know. Please wish Chosen to be his a 30th birthday. Oh no, your birthday was on the 30th. You're not 30. Or okay, I won't ask. How old are you? Sweet 16. Please wish Chosen to be his a sweet 16. uh all right. On to the next story. So there was this priest preacher person who posted, I see that the media shy Meghan and Harry have released new photos of themselves. I see that the obsessed individuals who say that they don't care about Meghan and Harry are spending all day caring about Meghan and Harry. What in goodness name is this person doing tweeting about Meghan and Harry if they don't care about them? And mind you, you only know about that picture because it was splattered all over the British tabloids. So it's the British tabloids that are obsessed with Harry and Meghan. He very quickly deleted that, and people pointing out that yes, he's never said anything about Pedro. So why are you talking about Harry and Meghan? Yes, he was called out for that, and that very quickly got deleted. Also, in the United Kingdom has lost its mind news over at the Conservative conference. There was someone who asked, "Can I please get a show of hands? Positive for Meghan Markle, negative for Meghan Markle." And there was no one who put their hand up for positive, and pretty much the entire darn room. And I want you to just look at the individuals in that room. Look at the demographic, age and race, and they're talking about Meghan at what should be a party conference about British politics. And just look at the two men sitting up there on that stage. Probably nobody in this room has achieved a fraction of what Meghan did. Not even when she joined the royal family, but before that, well before that, highly accomplished. CV a mile long. And they are sitting here talking about her when she's 30,000 miles away in Montecito. This is just pathetic. And this is why, or partly why, Britain is in the state that it's in. Why are we talking about Meghan at a political conference? Why did she even come up in this conversation? For what reason? And it just shows the absolute fragility of those two men on that stage and everybody else in that crowd. So I never want to hear again that Meghan did not face racial abuse. Because at a Conservative Party conference, they're talking about Meghan Markle instead of what's going on in the state of Britain. Boy. Marina, all baby boomers. It is truly, yeah, it's truly pathetic. I don't want to play the video, because I don't know if in the video if they've got heavy copyright on this video, so I don't want to get flagged. But I think I'll play the audio in the through my mic instead. Um, just give me a sec. One sec, folks. Oi. All right. Here's the audio.
Raise your hands. Who says positive? The woman who said fuck. Biden fan. Who says negative? I want everyone. Let's do it one more time. Can you lower that camera so everyone can see it one more time? Negative for Meghan Markle. I love this group. I might be alone in just not really caring.
I mean, just pathetic, utterly pathetic. Mina, they're obsessed with Meghan and they don't have anything better to do than just talk about a black woman. Yeah, they're obsessed with any person of color that does not fit their one-dimensional idea of who and what we're meant to be. And I actually experienced something very similar to this quite recently. This kind of like phenomenon. There was an individual that was following me on Instagram for a very long time. She would watch every single one of my stories that I posted. Um, and this was a white lady. She would watch every single one of my videos that I posted. She never commented or interacted with any of my posts, anything that I posted, but she would religiously watch my stories. I don't even know why this individual was following me because she just didn't seem like the type of person that would be interested in my content, especially based on other things that she was following. And then one day, I said something, I guess, that she didn't like. Um, and then, having never interacted with me ever, started quite viciously arguing with me in the DMs. And even when I tried to explain my point of view and explain that I, wasn't purposely trying to be offensive, she got even kind of more vitriolic. It's like she didn't want to debate at all. She just wanted to attack me. And I just found it very, very weird that it was only when I said something she didn't like that she suddenly attacked me. So I just think anytime that you're someone who is a person of color and you don't fit into um a box, people are almost obsessed with watching you. And in the case of Megan, I mean, like we always say, right? Rent free Megan. It's very, very weird. Lottie G and just obsessive. Lottie G, thank you so much for the super sticker, hun. All right, on to the next thing. Right, so there has been a very clear disparity in the way that UK and the US press have covered Meghan's last podcast. And here you have The Guardian, which is meant to be one of the more woke lefty papers that claims to stand for equality, using this headline: Meghan Markle attacks Hollywood caricatures of Asian women in film. You're not going to tell me that the use of the word attacks is not deliberate and is not used on purpose to get a reaction. First and foremost, Meghan did not attack caricatures of Asian women in film. She had a very wide-ranging, very nuanced discussion with two Asian women. That's what happened. And even if she had attacked those caricatures of Asian women in film, they absolutely deserve to be attacked because they are steeped in racism and create a dangerous and misogynistic environment for Asian women. So they absolutely deserve to be attacked, for the record. But that is not what Meghan did. She had a frank and very calm discussion. So I hope that this kind of explains why I have said in the past that I don't trust any of the media, and that includes left-leaning media and even some left-leaning individuals in the UK, because over and over again, they prove that even they cannot be trusted. They're not always as brazen and overt with their attacks as the right wing, but that doesn't mean that they don't necessarily feel the same way. And I feel like in the past, when I've tried to convey this, people haven't really understood why it is that I sometimes criticize um, some, um, some sections of the left, right, in the UK. It's because of this. I hope this explains and showcases why even sometimes they cannot be trusted and why you have to be careful because they often show themselves. They're just not overt as the right wing. And here you can see the difference between the UK and the US headlines. So over in the US, we have People magazine. Meghan Markle breaks down toxic Asian stereotypes. Meghan Markle tackles toxic stereotyping of Asian women. Meghan Markle takes some classic moves to task. Meghan Markle and Margaret Cho dissect. Meghan Markle talks racist dragon lady trope. And then in the UK, Meghan hits out at films, toxic Asian stereotypes. Meghan attacks. Meghan slams. Meghan blasts. That's the Sun. Duchess of Sussex criticizes over sexualized caricatures. That's the Telegraph. Probably the most sensible sounding one was from the Telegraph, but all using this very um uh just very harsh language over what was a very mature and calm conversation, despite the fact that Asian women have every right to be angry about the way that they are presented. Right, to your comments before we continue. Hi everyone, if you're just joining us. Cinderella, they accuse Meghan of all sorts of negative behavior, but they never back it up with proof. Well, it is interesting, isn't it? We've heard so much about the so-called bullying report. Meghan is a bully, but they never actually tell us what she did because she did nothing. Rahini, what disgusts me is by attacking Meghan, they dismiss the real lived experiences of the women featured. Exactly, exactly. And these are, I had the slide yesterday. Yes. I mean, just look at this. This type of representation and what it leads to. I might actually repost an article later on the community tab. There was an article by Refinery 29, and it was Asian women talking about the way they had been sexually harassed because of a lot of the negative tropes in movies, to the point where a lot of the men who were harassing them were using lines from those movies. So you're absolutely right, Rahini. They dismiss the experiences of these women by trying to attack Meghan. Miss Peter talks. I think the hate campaign has increased since Betty's funeral. Well, like I always say on this channel, they think they're building, digging Harry and Meghan a grave. They're digging their own. Yes, Tony. So disappointed in the Guardian. Cheryl, and to them it's a tax because anything that takes the power away from the establishment terrifies them. Exactly. Black, brown, and Asian people telling their own stories. Rahini, at this point, I'm done with all the UK press. Yeah. Yeah. Annie, Shutter Island, tabloid media. Well, it's not just a tabloid media now, is it? Even the ones that claim to be reputable, who claim to be woke and more left-leaning, are at it as well, just in a more underhanded way. Light Side of the Moon. I'm so disappointed but not surprised. Yes, they are capitalizing on the negative, toxic rhetoric that is being used to attack Meghan. God sees, and hears all. Betty, I'm so disappointed in The Guardian. I'm going to unsubscribe. Do it. Take your money. They don't deserve it. Annie, did Shutter Island realize how stupid they look? No, clearly not. They are not embarrassed. And it's very embarrassing. Okay. On to the next thing. Quite a lot to get through today. Liz Truss at the Conservative Party conference, she walked out to the song Moving On Up. And one of the members of the group, the group's called M People. And it was a sorry, let me start that again. So M People is a English dance band that was formed in the 1990s. And there were 4 people in this group, 3 white men, and it was headed by a black female vocalist. So a very diverse uh, group, and it was quite. They definitely stood out in the 90s, and they created a song called "Moving On Up," and Liz Truss walked out to that song at the Conservative Party conference. And one of the individuals from the group was obviously just horrified, and they reposted some of the lyrics to the song, saying, and some of the lyrics are, "You've done me wrong, your time is up. You took a sip from the devil's cup, you broke my heart, there's no way back. Move right out of here, baby, go on, pack your bags." So I definitely think that Liz Truss is trolling here. You can't pick a song like that and not understand not only the meaning of the song, but also the fact that this group was fronted by a black woman. And gentle reminder that this is what Liz Truss posted some time ago. She was going, I guess, to a Halloween party, and she posted in the caption, "The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist." This is the Prime Minister right here. So I just saw this and I thought they are purposely trolling for sure. DT, I'll still read The Guardian at times, however, no subscriptions or donations from me, and definitely no clicks on cesspool tabloids like the Daily Mail or broadsheets like the Telegraph, Times, etc. Yeah, I just don't think any of them can be trusted at all. And this is why they are all going to face their karma very, very soon. Karma is coming. Oh, I see a whole bunch of people have joined. Was there another podcast on? Is that why there's like 300 people came in at like 1 minute? Welcome, welcome everyone. Oh, thank you so much to Sanye W. Thank you so much for the super sticker, darling. Sanye, am I saying your name right? And I don't think I've even seen your name before. Are you quite new or are you a silent listener? Thank you so much appreciated. And oh, Cat Harlem 6 months membership. Do you know sometimes your membership milestones don't come up on my back end. So wait, hang on a sec. Let's see if I can see it on the if I can see it on my phone. Oh yes. Yes, see, I can see it on my phone, but I can't see it on my laptop. So Cat Harlem, you said we need to go after the advertisers. Yeah, I mean, I know that there have been some very good campaigns in the US going after advertisers. So yeah, maybe that's something that we can do. But thank you so much for being a member for 6 months, Cat Harlem. And thank you, Sherry Ware, for pointing that out because I would have never seen it on the back end on my laptop. Welcome, welcome everyone if you're just coming in. Miss P talks, she's trolling, yet she has black and brown people in her cabinet, yes. On my days, Truss and her folks didn't ask M People permission to use the song, exactly. I'm sure that they're absolutely horrified. Welcome, welcome everyone who's just coming over from Baron. Oh, Baron had the most hilarious slides about Liz Truss the other day. I was just literally dying. um watching his podcast. Carter, you're never late. You are never ever late. Not here. Catch up on replay squad. Okay, moving on. So apparently the Times writers have been instructed to drop the term Queen Consort. Whatever clarifying news it had during the mourning period has expired. Queen Camilla is now to be referred to as such, or if there is no risk of confusion, as the Queen. Now, who instructed the Times is not clear. If a big newspaper like the Times is doing this, that came from a higher up somewhere. And it'll be interesting to see if any other major newspapers start doing this, or just the UK media in general. Because if it ends up being a media wide thing across the whole UK media, then you know that instructions came from the top. And I find it I guess I'm not surprised actually that they've taken this move. I guess we should just be grateful that she is not being called Princess of Wales, but they've given it to Kate. So yeah, going to be Queen Camilla according to the tabloids. I think the People have a different name for her though. There have been reports about Charles's coronation, but the timing has not been confirmed. So or it hasn't been confirmed by the palace. It's just media's speculating. So once we actually have a confirmation date, we'll report on that. And there is talk that we could get another bank holiday. Hello, everyone, if you're just joining us. Bonnie, a Guardian article on Meghan about a month ago called her a rich, out-of-touch woman and who was not a role model. Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, there you have it. They're all the same, as far as I'm concerned. I've never trusted any of the media. Definitely not the right, but I've always also been suspicious of the left. And this just proves it. Mrs. S. Oh, how are you, Mrs. S, by the way? Are you doing better? That was the plan from the start. Fright Night is trying to snake herself into people's good graces. Fright Night. Oh gosh, hilarious. Okay, let's move right along. Right, Miss Catherine. Ireland has re-entered the chat. So Kate and William are in Ireland. They went to visit Belfast, and she was told by a woman who actually reached out to shake her hand and was filming her at the same time, said it would be better if you were in your own country. Ireland belongs to the Irish. Phew! Sis said it out loud and to her face. So I've got the video. Enjoy.
Nice to meet you, but it's better focus when you were in your own country. Alright, welcome to Belfast Grand. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you. Ireland belongs to the Irish.
Yeah. Something tells me that this is going to become more of a regular occurrence. You also had over in Wales, there was a man who said to Charles straight to his face, why are we paying 100 million for you when we can't even afford our energy bills? So people are getting more vocal and more vocal straight to their faces. You never used to see things like this so frequently. And I think Lizzie's death has, I think, in some quarters created a temporary revival of, monarchy support, but I also think it has sparked a lot of confidence in republicanism, and perhaps people who were quite ambivalent about the royals before are starting to take a very different view of them now, or a more active view, and are asking themselves, yes, why are we paying for this extraordinarily privileged family that could pay for themselves when they don't really do much? And certainly in Wales and Ireland, where there seems to be um, a lot more, I think, Republican uh, sentiment for reasons obvious. They seem to be a lot more vocal over there. And can anyone remind me how many times have Kate, William, and Charles gone to Ireland now? I feel like they've been quite a few times, and they seem very keen on Ireland for some reason. Um, Patricia, as long as he's not made the head of the church, I think they probably will make him the head of the church. No, Amy, the Cut magazine has already betrayed Meghan. Well, I don't think that the Cut was ever really pro Meghan. I don't really think any of these news outlets are unnecessarily, pro Sussex. I think in the end, they just do what they feel they need to do to get clicks. And sometimes they may write nice things about the Sussexes. Sometimes they'll give them a platform, like the Cut did. But the Cut has also written negative stories about Kate and Charles. So I don't think they're loyal to anyone other than their pocketbooks. Oh, Mrs. A, she said you're okay. You're waiting for your daughter to fly in to take me to appointments. Oh well, I wish you the best with your health, hon. It's never easy. You'll get there, and I appreciate you being here with me. Um, I can see you all laughing. Yes, shout out to the Irish, keeping it real. Um, Noreen, it's not my queen. I wish Diana's ghost would come and blow them up. Well, I'm sure she haunts those castles. Um, Joan Hickey too many times. Yeah, I feel like they've been there quite a few times. I think at least two that I can remember in the last 5 years. And then Charles went while they were in the Caribbean, right? Wait, they said that it was the first time there. No way, it was their first time there. Remember that time when Catherine wore um that green dress that nobody can forget? I'm sure that was Ireland. Kenneth, any idea when the next guest on Archetypes? Oh, sorry, on who will be the next guest? No, we don't know. But my guesses were Beyonce or Britney. Oh, can I just say before I forget? I don't know if she's listening, but who was it? Angel Bird. There's a squaddy called Angel Bird on Instagram that actually sent me the Cut magazine, like a printed version of Megan's feature. So thank you so much to her. That was so nice of you. Yes, Dilly, the papers follow the money. Kat Harlem, Kate's dumb reaction, throwing her head back, and a weird laugh was the same reaction she had when she was asked a question about Baby Lily. Yeah, she did not know how to come back to that. But I guess just shaking her hand and moving on was probably the only thing that she could do. And the woman right next to her, the woman in the green, was all like, "Oh hi, welcome to Ireland." So she was saved by the next woman. Oh, Prima Rose 71. That lady was not with the ish that day. She pulled up early, front row. Yeah. She was like, "I didn't come to play. I came here to let you know. I came here to let you know." Um, Louise, how can they make an adulterer the head of the church? That would be an abomination. I mean, the entire institution is an abomination. The entire establishment is an abomination. So, um, making Charles the head of the church, like, what difference does that make at this point? Jackie, testing the waters for a Prince of Ireland. Ooh, they want war. Do they want war? Who would be the Prince of Ireland? George? They want war. I dare them. I actually dare them. Do it. Please do it. I'll have content for years. Sorry to any Irish listening. I'm petty. All right. On to the next. Okay, someone's saying, is there a problem with the sound? Is anybody else having a problem with the sound before I continue? Let me just check that before I continue. Just let me know in the comments. Is the sound okay to everyone else? Okay, the sound is okay. Fantastic. Wow, gosh, I didn't realize how much we had to get through today. Whew. Almost an hour in. But yeah, this was how they've been reporting on Kate's visit. She did another visit to a hospital, and sooner or later, the palace is going to have to do something about this. They've tried with the survey thing for the children. Well, they're going to have to do better and try something else because this is all we're getting. Princess of Wales in a pleated yellow Karen Millen dress. And the Kate Middleton parody account tweeted headline, "My clothes," subheadlines, "The place I'm visiting," paragraphs, 1 to 5 paragraphs of my clothes, paragraph 6 to 7 paragraphs of the place I'm visiting, paragraphs 8 to 9, stuff about titles and royalty, last part about the engagement, look at my impact. And all of this happening while, Meghan is literally starting whole conversations, very important conversations on her podcast. And over here, all the press can talk about when it comes to Kate is her clothes. Lee Thompson, your move. Do something about this. Do something about this. Because if all they can write about is Kate wearing clothes and showing up to food banks and not coming empty-handed, this is not. They can no longer afford to just have her be a pretty face. They're gonna have to do something, and what that is, I don't know. Thank you so much, Alan Vernon. Thank you. I think Cher is going to be a guest on Archetypes. You think Cher? Why do you think Cher? That wasn't the first name that came to mind. If we're talking legends, I'm wondering Tina Turner actually, because God knows she's got a story to tell. So does Cher, respectfully. But if I was thinking along that line of, old school legends, I would have maybe thought Tina Turner. But Cher is an interesting guess. Thank you so much, Alan. All right. Triffy Dilly. That's why I love Meghan. You can have a real interesting, intelligent conversation with her. A real woman of substance is our girl. Yes. All right. On to the next thing. Okay, from Ireland to Wales. because Wales isn't having it either. So Gwynedd says no to new Prince of Wales. Authority votes against another investiture, says the title should be abolished. Councillors at Gwynedd voted by 46 votes to 4 to declare the opposition to the continuation of the Prince of Wales title and against holding another investiture in Wales. 4 councils abstained. It comes after a petition against continuing with the Prince of Wales title has now attracted more than 35,000 signatures. So I don't know what the next steps for that is and where this is going to lead, but it is a very strong stance against the Prince of Wales title, and this is probably the most vocal I've seen Republicans in Wales being. So we'll see where this goes. Wendy, Dr. Megan will have her mum as a guest. I wonder if she will be the last one. Deborah, when is Megan going for her award? There was a squaddy who actually posted, and I screen printed it. I have to go through my pictures and find it. Speaking to the squaddy that actually posted this, but there was a squaddy who posted a whole list of podcast awards. So I'm gonna actually go back to that list because I wonder if fans can actually nominate their favorite celebrities. Cho to CC, do not give Lee Thompson any pointers. I don't know. I might give him a pointer or two. Let me see. What might help? What might help, Kate? I'll think about it. Priyanka Chopra, Mayra. That's a good guess because Priyanka was interviewed for The Tick. Joyce, I'm not going to give Lee Thompson any idea he needs to do to help Kate. That's what he's getting paid for. No, we can give Lee Thompson, wink, wink, some ideas, wink, wink, wink. We know they listen, right? Right, on to the next thing. Right, on to the big story of the day. Harry, along with Elton John, Elizabeth Hurley, and more, are to sue the Daily Mail publisher Associated Newspapers. I also believe that the mother of Stephen Lawrence, who was the murdered black schoolboy, who was involved in a botched investigation with the police, is also part of that lawsuit. So I'm just gonna pull this up on my phone so I can read it in full. Okay. Press release. Oh, one sec, sorry. Press release. Various claimants versus Associated Newspapers Limited. Today, a group of people have launched a legal action against Associated Newspapers, publishers of the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday, and the Mail Online. So both the print and the online versions. The group behind this legal offensive are Baroness Doreen Lawrence, so that's Stephen Lawrence's mother, of Clarendon OBE, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Sir Elton John, and David Furnish, his partner, Liz Hurley, and Sadie Frost. I do actually wonder after this if more celebrities or public figures might launch their own or join this group action. So the release goes on to say, these individuals have become aware of compelling and highly distressing evidence that they have been the victims of aberrant criminal activities and gross breaches of privacy by Associated Newspapers. Unlawful acts alleged to have taken place include, you ready to hear this? The hiring of private investigators to secretly place listening devices in people's cars and homes. The commissioning of individuals to listen into and record people's live private telephone calls whilst they were taking place. the payment of police officials with corrupt links to private investigators for inside sensitive information, the impersonation of individuals to obtain medical information from private hospitals, clinics, and treatment centers by deception. This actually happened to Sienna Miller. The accessing of bank accounts, credit histories, and financial transactions through illicit means and manipulation. So they were trying to get into these people's homes to listen, into their bank accounts, their medical profiles. And one of the things that Sienna Miller actually said was somehow it got out that she was pregnant because they had illegally obtained information about her pregnancy. And she had actually thought that it was friends and family who were leaking that information. Can you imagine what turmoil that caused with her friends and family? And I'm sure other celebrities that this happened to. The feeling of not being able to trust anyone around you, which must be difficult enough when you're a celebrity. And then for her friends and family to be falsely accused of leaking said information, only to find out that it was actually the press digging. The press release goes on to say, it is apparent to these individuals that the alleged crimes listed above represent the tip of the iceberg, and that many other innocent people remain unknowing victims of similar terrible and reprehensible covert acts. They have now therefore banded together to uncover the truth and to hold the journalists responsible fully accountable, many of whom still hold senior positions of authority and power today. These individuals have been the subject of public interest during the course of their careers and personal lives. They are united in their desire to live in a world where the press operates freely yet responsibly. Let me say that again. Freely yet responsibly. A press that represents truth, is sourced in fact, and can be trusted to operate ethically and in the interest of the British public. Not for slander and gossip, for the interest of the British public. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and Sadie Frost are represented by Hamlin's LLP. The others are represented by Gunnar Cook. And yes, the others are also represented by Gunnar Cook. And I'm sure that we will be seeing more people come forward, both celebrities and everyday people. I do remember in all of this the parent of the murdered schoolgirl Millie Dowler. There were voice messages that were leaked from her phone, and the police were implicated in this. Somehow the newspapers managed to get those voice messages, and it caused her parents a lot of distress. And if I remember correctly, was Piers Morgan the lead editor of the News of the World? I don't know if he was the lead editor of the News of the World when that happened anyway, but when all the phone hacking was happening, he was. I do think that Piers Morgan will be implicated in a lot of these cases eventually. He got away with it in the Leveson 1 inquiry, but I hope somebody takes him to task. And it's just great to see finally, this could be the beginning, truly the beginning of the end for the most slanderous, the most vitriolic papers in the UK, and not just those under Associated Press. Hopefully those under the Murdoch umbrella as well, and others. Because, I mean, that whole list, hiring private investigators, commissioning people to listen into people's phone calls, corrupting the police. It's just, I mean, what can I'm even though I know how the British tabloids are, I am stunned looking at this. Right, I'll read your comments before we continue, because there was a lot to unpack there. Oi. But so far for Harry and Meghan, it's what? 4-0? Haven't lost a single case. Raymond, another example of royal media is that meant to be hypocrisy is how Kate and William are praised for taking selfies on walkabouts, while Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan were criticised. Exactly. But royals weren't meant to take selfies with people, but now they're being praised. Very weird. Rahini, imagine your medical records being dragged out into the public. The government needs to put in legislation. Well, there actually is already legislation. They're breaching the legislation that is there, and it seems like they're not being held accountable the way they should. And never forget, so for those of you who don't know, after the Leveson 1 inquiry, which brought down the news of the world, there was meant to be a Leveson 2, which looked at police corruption and police involvement in the whole phone hacking scandal. And that was cancelled by the Conservative Party in their 2017 manifesto. And as a result of the Conservative Party cancelling Leveson 2, I believe that there was a group that tried to sue the government, but that was like, what, 2018? I don't even know where that court case is now. But I'm pretty sure that this is going to come up again, because this could have been nipped in the bud and everyone held accountable a long time ago. But there is obviously some you scratch my back, I scratch yours between government, police, and the press. Kat Harlem, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm starting to think KC3 named the Lanebridges. King Charles named the Cambridges, Lanebridges, Prince and Princess of Wales, so he can embarrass them later by not crowning William Prince of Wales due to the protests in Wales. That, you know what, Kat Harlem? That would be a king move. That would absolutely be a king on the chessboard move. Yeah. Create anger and stir up anger and then pull the rug from under their feet. That is actually a very good point. And they probably took those titles smiling, not thinking that they could be being sabotaged. But he also named himself he also gave himself a Welsh title. So I don't know. Interesting theory, Kat Harlem. Thank you for that. Oh gosh, the trolls are coming in. Nobody in this chat wants what you're selling, trolls. Gwen, exactly. They need to be held accountable for their actions. Good for Harry and the rest of them standing up. Enough is enough. Enough is truly enough. I mean, why do I need to know about Anna Miller's private health problems or whatever's going on with her baby? Unless Sienna Miller wants to let it be known, or any other celebrity wants that private part of their life to be known. Miss P talks, this will bring them down. Well, News of the World went down. No reason why the Daily Mail can't go down either. And in all of this, let's not forget that a lot of the leaks were coming from where? Inside the house. And once Harry and Meghan left the house, guess what? The leak stopped. It would not surprise me at all if the royals' names started coming up in all of this. Because on numerous occasions, they have allowed aides to leak. And for those of you who are more new to the squad, you might, know Jason Knopf, but you may not know he who came before Jason Knopf, Christian Jones. So let me just read this out from a while back. Wait, hang on. Let me just get it on my phone so I can actually read it. So, Sundowner. Fear and loathing on the editorial floor at The Sun may be about to spill into public view. As ITV News tries to stand up to allegations that the paper has fallen back into bad habits in making payments to the partners of public officials for information about the royal family. The claims, first outlined on the tabloid tabloid bashing, Byline investigates. They are not tabloid bashing, they are truth telling. Anyway, website and hotly denied by News UK relate to stories about Harry and Meghan penned by the paper's executive editor Dan Wootton. On the 6th of June, Byline, citing whistleblower information and a letter before action sent by the Duke of Sussex, claimed the Sun paid £4,000 in the summer of 2019. Can you see how cheap these people are? Only taken £4,000 on the Sun? That Victoria Arbiter only taken £300? Anyway, to the partner of one of William and Kate's employees who denies any wrongdoing in return for stories about Harry and Meghan, which appeared under Wootton's byline. The partner in question is himself a freelance publicist, so it wouldn't be unusual for him to have dealings with Wootton. But Byline added, only trying to follow up the story, but also openly claiming he is being helped to do so by the paper's former royal correspondent, Emily Andrews. Over the past 2 years, the Eye chronicled Wootton's attempt to muscle in on Andrews' official beat. So remember, Emily actually left, right? And she officially left the Sun for the Mail on Sunday earlier this year. What intrigues Sun hacks who have been contacted, however, is that only the most senior members of editorial staff, well above Andrews' level, have access to the payment system, which has tightened up considerably as a result of the series of criminal prosecutions of journalists on the paper between 2012 and 2016. Wootton has certainly rubbed several of his colleagues up the wrong way over the years. So making enemies as he goes along, as well as being a bully publicly. He was denounced by editorial director Steve Kennedy at Andrews' leaving party in February as an egomaniac C-word, C-U-N-T. And he told Byline he was the victim of misinformation. Dan Wootton calling himself the victim of misinformation, hilarious. Fed in a calculated and malicious way. But it would surely be career suicide for anyone within the Baby Shard to leak commercially sensitive info to such ardent anti-press campaigners as Byline or Harry and Meghan themselves. Wootton has told colleagues he has identified his key suspect and is this week planning to relay his suspicions to News UK top brass David Dinsmore and Rebecca Brooks, bypassing Sun editor Victoria Newton. If a culprit is identified, they could, of course, defend themselves by pointing out they were merely doing the same, the company's own management and standards. Oh, hang on a sec, y'all. My phone is being funny. Sorry, the company's own management and standards committee in 2011 when it desperately tried to divert police attention away from dodgy behavior by the company's senior executives by grassing up a dozen more junior staff. Right, so you can just see, even from the inside, how corrupt these papers are, how they stab each other in the back. They have no loyalty to each other. And you can see on the Instagram accounts, Dan Wootton used to follow Christiane Jones, who was the former aide for Kate and William, and his partner Callum Stephens. It wouldn't surprise me if Dan Wootton has a whole case against him at some point. And Byline Investigates called it a while ago. And Dan Wootton tried to shut down Byline. So sources close to the matter is alleged the Sun made 2 payments amounting to £4,000 in relation to stories published in June 2019 about nannying and godparent arrangements for the Sussex's son Archie, and that the payments appear to have been identified by way of internal News UK accounting code. So they were leaking about the Sussexes way back when. And of course, those leaks only stopped when they left the house. Right. With that, I am done for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Um, I consider this a win already. And even if Harry and the other claimants don't win, it's definitely another nail in the British tabloids' coffin. But I do absolutely believe that this is the beginning of the end, and I do believe that there are going to be other UK tabloid journalists, the likes of Wooten, Piss Moron, Rebecca Brooks, that will be pulled into all of this. So grab your popcorn, y'all. It's gonna be a wild ride. Right. Let's just finish with your comments. And thank you everyone for coming and supporting as always. You're all amazing. Oopsie daisy. One sec, I've got to scroll up a little bit. Tomorrow's Friday, y'all. We're almost at the end of the week. And don't forget, if you want to have your 2 cents tomorrow, I'll be opening up the chat lines. Ladybird, what I wouldn't give to see Wooten in jail. Do you know what? He probably won't even get jail time. And if he did, it would be very short. I reckon he'll just get fined heavily. I don't think he'll get jail time. Be a heavy fine in community service. Even though he deserves jail time, I don't think he'll get it. Yes, Miss P talks. After what happened to Carolyn Flack, he needs to be brought down a peg or two. For sure. Tonya, faceless palace insiders, royal sources, courtiers, royal experts, friends close to the royals are vehicles used to generate stories. Yes. Stories where there is no story, just lies. Oh my gosh. For those of you who are coming in late, if you didn't listen at the beginning of the podcast, I was telling everyone that I went to judo. And if I sound an absolute hot mess, it's because I am literally paining from head to toe. My neck, my back, my legs, my everything is just throbbing. Oi. Jackie, Harry and Meghan are working for the system to change, not just their own survival. Exactly. And it is so sad and pathetic, really, that a lot of the British public just don't see this. Oh. Because and cream, I'm glad that Harry, Elton, and others are going after the Mail. They need to be held accountable for their nefarious behaviour. Hopefully, this lawsuit will bring about changes. Yes. Do you know what's so sad is that they could bring down the Mail, but people's thirst for the nastiness and vitriol that the Mail spews out and misogyny that the Mail spews out, it would just create a vacuum for another news outlet to fill. And that's what worries me, that you could bring them down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it will set a precedent and maybe it could be the beginning of change. But it will just leave a vacuum that somebody else will no doubt try to fill because their model is just so profitable. And I think when the Daily Mail gets brought down, and I'm going to start saying it like that because I want to claim it in Jesus' name, when the Daily Mail gets brought down, there needs to be a serious discussion about also changing people's attitudes so that some other publication doesn't just pick up where they left off. And there also needs to be serious changes to the law so that they cannot engage in unethical practices. Yes, Claudia, a big basin of popcorn. Thank you so much, Gwendolyn. Thank you everyone for coming. Oh, thank you so much, Kim. Yeah, Ladybird, I'm gonna lie down and rest my bones. Oof. Dilly, That's what you get. No pain, no gain. Yeah. I mean, I might have to fight one of these raw reporters one day. So, yeah, need to work on my jabs. Jab, jab, jab. Epsom salt. Yeah. Yes, over 1,000 watching. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much, Noreen, for coming. Karen M, do the UK have class action lawsuits? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Durance, Art Troll's going to end up owning the Daily Fail. No, I hope they go the way of the News of the World. All right, who's going to get the last word of the day? Tony, we'll love to see that fight. Yeah. Galway girl, I am Irish and we love Harry and Meghan. Can't stand the rest of them. They are not welcome in Ireland. Tell them, girl. Show up to the next Royal Walkabout in a Sussex Squad t-shirt, please. And send me the picture. And then you can come on and I'll interview you. Alright, who's got the last word of the day? Yeah. Miss P talks, they all need to be brought down, yes. It's more than about time. And really, it should have been the Leveson inquiry that did it, but it just didn't happen. But hopefully now this can happen. And how brave is Meghan for actually naming Rothermere? So let's keep praying, because not just about Harry and Meghan and celebrities, it's about everyone. Kim Peaches, I'm going to give you the last word of the day. Power comes from within the Sussex heart, yes. And that heart beats through everyone who believes that service is universal, who believes in community and has been inspired by these two individuals on the screen here. And with that, I am going to allow this gentleman on TikTok to explain exactly what is going to happen to the British tabloids, and then we will dance our way out. Please take it away, sir, and have a lovely day, everyone.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
I used to spend my evenings by myself, you know. Went through every number on my telephone. I thought that all I needed was someone to hold, but I was wrong. I never thought that maybe I needed a friend. You have always been there together till the end. I thought that all I needed was someone to hold, but I was wrong. Finding love ended in disaster. No such thing as happily ever after. Love just to get it till the sunrise. We always have a good time. Finding love and let in disaster. No such thing as happily ever after love and let in disaster. Disaster. But now I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. Free. I'm gonna be
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. Now there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.